In this video, we are doing a dragon themed junk journal and I'm excited for it. Welcome to the Artist Haven. My name is Tish and let's get down to it. So I have this journal base that I made and had for sale as a build your own. And I have it where you get, you get a paper clip and you get thread to sew in your pages, and I even give you some pages to start off with. I've sewed quite a few of these, but not as many as I'd like to. So I'm hoping that I can take some of these and finish them out and people will enjoy them more. Because, I went through the process of making these, and this is using some fabric that is hand dyed. It's batik and it's absolutely beautiful except for the little fuzzies. I always get little fuzzies on them when I set them on my desk. So this kind of made me think of like a water dragon, because I would think they'd be gold and orange and brown on the bottom, or on the top. So when you look down, you see that, and then on the underbelly it'd be blue and green, to make it so when you're looking down or looking up, they would look like the top of the water. That's kind of how in my head a water dragon would look. And I found this guy, and I think we're going to go over him with some black and some black paint to help pop some of the things out, but I thought he would look majestic on the cover here with some fabric behind him, and then do another magnet closure because that was fun. So we'll see how this goes. And then I have, where'd it go? I have this dragon stencil. It has dragon scales on it. And so I made up some papers to go in the dragon journal. So I'm trying to find, I know it was made by Stampers Anonymous, but it's got dragon scale. It's Brett Wildest. I don't know how to say names. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, but that's the stuff he does, which is really cool. I really enjoy that. But I have had this for a while and I've never been able to use it. So I went through and I made a bunch of pages with it on the edges, because I want this to be kind of a writing journal or a doodle journal. So I did this on both sides, and then it started to curl and it made it hard, so I just did single pages, so it would, when you fold them, it would be on the inside like that. And then I did a bottom and another bottom and a top and a top, so that we got like all different kinds of pages. And then I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna make a digital out of this. So I scanned it and I printed it off, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not quite right. So we're gonna make this a freebie before I go in and edit anything. I'm gonna put this on my Ko-Fi. Excuse me. And I'm gonna keep the originals separate so I can know what colors we're going for. Either that, or I might just take pictures of them and bring them down and remove the background. So this is the digital that you'll get. It's got the dragon corners, and then I made some kind of gradient pages as well. This is printed on 20-pound copy paper. I just wanted some, and it's nice paper. I like this paper. And then I took the two corners, so when you fold it in half, you'll get one on each side. And then another gradient to match that page. and then this one with a gradient to match it. And then I put the two of those together. So it's 8 pages total. And then you can have fun printing them out like I did. I'm going to put these up here and keep them aside so if we need them, we can have them. But these ones I did borderless, so it comes straight to the edge. And the thing with windows is if you print them off, if you start at 1 and go to 4, 4, it'll print them off 4, 3, 2, 1. But if you go from 4 to 1, it'll print them off 1, 2, 3, 4. Or reverse that. I can never remember how it goes. And that's kind of why these ones, even though these are the same, they have different back pages. So yeah, it's okay though, because that gives us a variety. So we have 2 of the same bottoms, and it just decided to print it however it wanted. So we'll go by bottom, what the dragon scale looks like, not so much what, see, it's just, it does its own thing. So we'll just make sure that we put these on separate ones. And then my printer spit up on my paper a little bit, but we can fix that later. So I just wanted to make sure that we had a couple of pages of full size to put in here. And then I went and had a bunch of fun printing them off on my laser printer, and it did the same thing. It just said, oh, we'll just print it this way. And the funny thing is, I didn't change the way they were selected. I just printed. I just, see, now that one's okay. No, it's not. So I guess next time, oh, and then in my infinite wisdom, I was like, this isn't quite right. And I was just like, whatever, we'll work with it. And then I'm like thinking, well, what if I did 2 copies, and maybe they'll print it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, and and collate it like it's supposed to be. Oh no, it did its own thing. It printed out 2 copies, same thing on both sides. So I'm just like, I give up, because I just wanted to have, enough paper to fill this journal. We're going to add some blue paper. I've got some yellow paper. I think I have some orange paper and some green paper, and we'll add them all together. So it'll be kind of a combination junk journal, writing journal, doodle journal, what have you. So I'm going to put these 2 together again. And because these ones are not to the border, these are not borderless. But I rounded the corners, so you could definitely cut it and then round the corners, or you could just cut it down and leave it there. Whatever you decide to do. And then these are the borderless ones, so we'll put them together like this. And then when we go to sort out our signatures, we'll have it. We will do that in a moment. But right now, I'm contemplating, what did I do with the little guy? Where'd he go? There he is. He was hiding in the purple. I'm contemplating how to do this. Should I do paint, dry it, and then hit it with some embossing powders? I'm not sure how I want to do this, because I don't think I have the right color blue to make him actually blue. But see, he has a brown belly, so it's opposite of what I was thinking. But I do have some glaze I could probably put on here. Let's hit it with a little bit of black and get the accents out that I want. I have a plate somewhere. I'm trying to remember. I reorganize and then I forget where I put things. Actually, you know what? I have this guy. He will work. Oop. And let's find a piece of parchment. There we go. And this is just a tray from Dollar Tree. And I need this brush. Will work. Okay. And I'm just gonna put a little bit more water in here. There we go. And I'm just gonna brush over the whole thing like this. And these dragons were made using stone coat, art coat. I use stone coat on my paintings, the art coat, because it has the best UV protection for my paintings. I'm still finishing a bunch of acrylic pours that I did a bajillion years ago. I'm going to put that back in the water. And then we're going to grab one of my rags, one of my mini rags. And we're going to move him off this. Fold this back. There we go. And then we'll just kind of pat it dry. There we go. That kind of worked. Let's take him out of the water again. Let's get it. Put a little bit more black in here. There we go. I'm going to hit it with some actual black paint. It's only been watered down a little bit because my brush is really sopping wet. Trust the process. It's got to go through an ugly phase before it gets its pretty phase. All right. Now, oh, that's good. That's really good. Okay. Let's fold this in half so we're not sliding around. Excuse me. All right. I need a ponytail holder. My hair keeps flopping in my face. It's a Sunday hair day. That means I don't do my hair. I just kind of wash it and let it do its thing. Okay. Now, oh yeah, that looks really cool now. All right, let me get the top of his head here. Let's kind of blot it off. There we go. we go. Okay. There we go. Get in between the horns here. Okay, so I don't know if I have any blue embossed in, so I might just go over this with, I think I've got like rusty hinge or something. So I might just go over it with that. So let's get this dry. Let's see, do we want, you know what, I'm gonna do, so for the magnets, I'm thinking here, I'm processing. So we've got these little magnets here, right? So these are from Dollar Tree, but I've got this really cool metal disc. Let's paint it black. Like this. Now I'm going to kind of just come in and give it some texture so it's not like a paintbrush. There we go. So we just made it so there weren't brush strokes. I'm going to let this dry. We're going to use that behind him. I don't know how exactly we're going to do that, but we're gonna. That is the fun thing about my live streams. So you never know what you're going to get. You just get me doing my thing, and I want to take a little bit of rubbing of alcohol on a towel and get this paint off my fingers while it's still somewhat wet. And yes, I could wear gloves, but if I had put on gloves every time I do that, I'd go through hundreds of gloves in a month, and that's a lot of waste. I'm washable. All right, now let's put that in the sink. It kind of is my sink. I have a cup that has cleaning vinegar, and then a cup of cleaning vinegar and water, and then I have another cup where I just rinse the brushes out. I'm just gonna let that dry, because if this is a tray I got at Dollar Tree, if you let things dry and then spray it down with vinegar and water, it pretty much just wipes right out. So, and then that way you don't have paint going down your sink. Excuse me. So I'm going to hit these with the hair dryer. I'm going to move my water and my coffee. Oh, you know what we could do? I see something. Oh, sorry. Ooh, shiny. This is broken china. We could use the pen and put broken china on there, or this is cracked pistachio, but I'm looking for the embossing powder that is like this, but there we go. This is Supernova. We'll put this on there, and it should, and we've got this blue. Oh, we got this blue, which is mixed Age of Aquarius. We could do that on his body and then hit it all. Not vintage photo. I thought I had like rusty hinge. Fossilized amber might work. peeled paint, which is a green. And this walnut stain, that's too dark of a brown. This is brick red, I think. Yeah, fired brick. Rusty hinge. I kind of like that idea of doing just a light glaze over him with the orange, because orange kind of neutralizes purple. Let's try the rusty hinge, and we'll do this on that, and then if we need to, we'll put a little bit of that on there. Okay, I like how we're doing this, just kind of haphazardly on purpose. Okay, now I'm going to hit this with a hairdryer. And put this water away. And then I'm going to grab what did I do with that dauber? I thought I had it in my, I do, here it is. And then I have my pens back here, I think, yep. And then there's my embossed pens. There's clear and there's black. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we're done with the black paint. Let's put that off to the side. The other thing we could do, this one's Bronze Age. That's not the one I wanted. The other thing we can do is hit this with some Distress Oxide as well. Mist it with water, sprinkle it with embossing powder, and then emboss it. So that's what we might do. But let's get these dry. So I'm going to grab, not my awl, because that'll stab me in the hand. I'm going to grab this little guy so we can get them dry on the back. That's what I do with some of the empty. Oh my goodness, where'd the other empty one go? Oh, here it is. The empty paper rolls, this is old roll of washi tape. Goodness sakes, it wants to stick to me. And then you can just elevate it, use it to elevate it. All right, I'm gonna mute the microphone. Oh, let's get some music going for you guys so you're not listening to blank silence. Playlists, studio mix, shuffle. There we go. All right, so there we go. Hey, yeah. Okay, hopefully I'm not peeking out. I just bumped that. Okay. Just bump that up a little bit. There we go. I think we're good. It sounds good in my headphones, but then I listen back on YouTube and I think they compress the audio a little bit because it sounds good in my ears and on the speaker when I do my sound checks. So, I don't know. I always test two though. All right, hair dryer. Let's do this. Okay, while those are cooling, I'm gonna put my hair in a pony because I found a hair binder. It's not the best one, but it will work. Because it's only gonna get warmer up here. You know, come October, November, I'll be grateful for the studio because it'll be nice and warm. Okay, there we go. Hair in a pony. A messy pony is kind of my jam. All right, so yeah, that looks really cool. And compared to what it was before. And even now, just even now. And I might take a gold pen or something and paint his eye. That'd be cool. I wish I had those glass eyes. That way I can like put them in there that way. Okay. Now let's get a piece of paper. There should be a piece of paper. Piece of parchment. Stupid hiccups. There we go. Let's move the dragon to the side. Let's do this one first, because this one's metal. It's going to take a longer for it to cool. So let's hit this with the dauber. I'm just gonna go kind of randomly here, because I don't want a lot. Oopa. There we go. Put it back on him so he doesn't get all full of goo. Let's give this a shake. Just gonna dump a bunch on here. Block the fan. There we go. Give it a tap. There we go. Now these I got at Painted Raven. I think she still has some. You can, if you don't see something on her site, email her. There we go. That'll work. And then get the heat gun. And I'm just going to leave this on my little platform here. Excuse me. Okay, we're gonna let that dry, or cool actually, not necessarily dry. It looks really cool though. It's this supernova is silver metallic. I thought it was going to be a little bit more black, but they're black, silver metallic with black flecks. It looks really cool. All right, now this guy. Let me get a piece of paper. This will work. No, I need something that's a little bit more flexible. There. This will work. All right, and then we're going to take the dauber, and we're just going to hit this with the rusty hinge first, because I think it's just going to glaze it. It's not going to color it. So I think that'll work the best. If not, we'll figure it out. And I'm just daubing it on. And I do have a brush that we can kind of brush it around with if we need to, because I think we are going to need to. Just to kind of get in between some of these. And I'm not hitting it hard. And I'm mostly staying on just this guy. So we'll see what this looks like first, and then if we need to, we'll go back and do the detail. Excuse me. All right, this guy got chunky, so let's give him a shake. It's not high humidity in here. It's only 41% humidity, so I think though it might have been not here. It might have been when I was still in another state. Oops. It's all right. The theory is it'll only stick to where it's sticky. That's the theory. Oh, I don't want to flick it. All right, I got a dry brush. Let's brush it off where I don't want it. And if it's a couple little flecks, I'm not going to cry home about it. There we go. Oops, hit my glasses. That happens a lot. And there is a little hair on here. Where did you come from, my friend? You look like a Rhea hair. Well, you're a paintbrush hair. And you are a paintbrush hair. There we go. Okay. So, I think we got it. The only thing we might need to do is go in between the spines of the back here. So we're going to put him here. Stay where I put you, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Dump it back in. We'll put him over here. Okie dokie. Oh no, I just booped it. I shouldn't have booped it. Okay, stay. Stay. Thank you. Sometimes if you talk sweetly to it, it'll actually listen. Sometimes. Alright, let's try this. Okay, so I came back with this Age of Aquarius because it's kind of got blue. It's like just the right blues. So find the right camera. There we go. So that's kind of what it looks like now. And I've got a little oopsies on these ones, and I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to go over. I'll tap it with the dauber after it cools. We're going to dauber his face. And we're going to come back with this fossilized amber and do his face and maybe get the back sides of the horns and then hit our oopsies on his horns, and we'll just keep away completely from his body. So yeah, I think that'll look cool, but we gotta wait for him to cool off a little bit. His body is hot, his snout is not. This is nice and cooled off now. I think that'll look really cool behind him. Because what we'll do, oh yeah, that's warm. And I have baker's fingers, so you know it's warm. So we'll put that here. I'll ink it up with some permanent ink, just a little bit to kind of soften the roundness. But I think if we put, and maybe we'll ink him, maybe we'll go over him with the black again as well to kind of bring out those scales again. But I think it'll go well. We're gonna have some fabric behind it too, so but I want to have a magnet closure, and I think I'm going to put the magnet here and then have it be able to close anywhere on this circle. So maybe the circle will even be further behind, but that still looks really cool on there. So yay, steps in the right direction. I love it when that happens. Okay, now waiting for that to cool. let's ink this guy up. I'm just going to use this, and then we're going to use black archival. This is jet black. I'm waiting for a archival ink re-inker for my Tim Holtz colors. I need the archival inks for those. So we're going to kind of come in and just tone this down a bit. But really pay attention to the edges. Okay, and then we're going to come in and we're going to spray this with alcohol. Just a little bit. Because that'll give it kind of a splattery look. And we're going to move him over here to dry. And let's see if he's cooled off yet. Oh, he's kind of soft. He's very pliable. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to take the clear pen, the black pen over there, his little thing. Oh, that's still really warm. Let's give him another moment to dry. Let me get a drink of water, or not dry, cool off. Let me get a drink of water and we'll be right back. Okay, let's get, we're gonna do just the backs, just the parts of the horn that got lost, forgotten, whatever. Is this even wet? Yeah, it is. We'll kind of go over the little oopsies here. Get the undersides. There we go. What we're gonna do, dip this pen some of this. Just to get the details. now we can go back in with the dauber. Just get the rest of them. And I'm just touching it. I'm not even really pushing. All right. Let's see what happens. Okay. That just all came out all at once. Okay, this one's a little wider. We're gonna have to brush off some of the amber colored off the body there. Okay. Excuse me. Just gonna take this dry brush and brush it off. Because I don't want it in certain spots, but it went there anyway. All right, I kind of like that. Just have to hang down. The lid on that. I needed the tweezers. There is a hair. Nope, maybe it got brushed off already. Nope, there it is. Oh, for Pete's sake. Here's my other tweezers. It's like trying to pluck your eyebrow hairs. There we go. Let's go in. Well, we're gonna have to touch that part up. I'm not gonna fiddle with it too much more. There we go. Yep. I'll just go in and touch them up, either that or we're gonna hit this all with black paint again. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so I missed a spot in his mouth, and otherwise I think he looks pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna get, oh, I got underneath his chin that I need to do too. So let's get his mouth. And I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna wipe this off with a clean section of towel. There we go. And I'm gonna dip it in this little dauber guy. And use it more like a paintbrush than a pen. And then we'll get in here. We'll kind of touch up the spots that we missed. I got underneath his neck, but I didn't melt it. And let's get that guy. Yeah, we need. Okay, I think we're good. I think it's just right there. Okay. Okie dokie. Excuse me. And we'll close that up. Wipe off the cap, because after we're done with this, we're going to let it cool, and then we're going to hit it with the black paint again. But we're going to wait for the black paint, or the thing to cool here. Okay, so let's put these away. I'm going to accidentally grab the wrong one like I almost did. Because that's just how I roll, I guess. And we're just going to take a pinch, and we're going to put it in his mouth. And he's okay. He'll be just fine. And I'll tap it off. There we go. And then we'll hit him underneath the chin and in his mouth there and get that all melted. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to line this guy up a little bit better. All right, I'm going to turn the heat gun on. I'm going to mute my microphone. Okay. I'm gonna let him cool. That fossilized amber turned a little bit on the green side, but it's not hurting my feelings. So we put him back on a circle so he can cool because he's really warm, but it turned a little on the green side. And I'm not sure how the camera is going to pick up the color, but we're going to hit him again with some black paint after a bit. And I already know which fabrics I'm going to use, so I'm going to go grab those fabrics really quick. We're going to put this embossing paper down below and shake off that one, put that one down below. And this is how our medallion, I guess, turned out, and I think it'll look really cool right there as a magnet point. So yay, almost done with this part. I'm gonna put these behind me so they stay out of harm's way. And then fabric, I want to use, I apologize for the breeze. My fan's over here blowing and blowing and blowing. I really like this fabric for like nautical type stuff. I got it in my hand. Now I'm looking for, I have a bunch of cheesecloth, but I haven't been able to find it. I coffee dyed it and then it disappeared. So we might have to paint some netting. Oh, that's gold netting though. Ooh. Maybe we'll just use that. Okay, so this fabric I really love for anything nautical. I don't know why. I just do. And then that's green. And then we've got this gold net. Okay. So then we need to cut a base out for him. I think what I'm going to do is, that's tape. Where did all my punches go? Now I got the hiccups again. I think what we're going to do is, as a base for him, I don't know, yeah, we need a base. I need a circle punch. I might have put them away already. Let me check. Here we go. Circle punch. And then I'm going to grab a piece of, this is just chipboard that was on the back of a notebook. So I kind of like how that has a two-tone to it. So I set this down. There we go. Put this under here. And then we're going to take, oh yeah, I used to have a bin that had all my stamps in it, or punches over here, and I think I need to bring it back. Oh, excuse me. It's either that or the hiccups, right? Okay, so let's grab our inking paper here. I'm going to grab this that. There we go. Blue. Blue. Yeah. And then our green. There we go. Groovy. That worked exactly the way I wanted it. I wanted it done in mostly archival ink, but I wanted a shade in between. So then we're going to spray this with rubbing alcohol so it does the kind of splotchy thing. I sprayed it a little bit too much, but that's okay. I'll let that dry, and this will be our base. We're going to come back with some black ink as soon as this dries, which will be just a moment. That's why I love rubbing alcohol. I used to keep 50% and 99%, but I found that the 50% didn't dry as quickly. So yeah, that makes it blend really cool. All right, let's do just little splatters. See if we can get some splatters on there. Excuse me. But this dries super quick. I mean, it's already mostly dry. I'd say 92. Okay, let's hit this with some black. There we go. I'm not going to see much of this anyway, so, but I just wanted it, oh, we're going to do black, the whole, all black on one side. So, there. It's highly unlikely this will get seen, but you know what? You make it pretty anyway. That way you know it's pretty underneath, because we're all beautiful inside, right? And spritz that with some rubbing alcohol. Just, this is what I do. But I try not to do it over my table, because then it gets everything all wonkerdoodle. It wrinkles the paper eventually with as much rubbing alcohol as I do. Okay, so this should, how are you doing over here, guy? Yep, this will be beautiful. We'll put our magnet down underneath here. Okay, let him finish cooling. And then we're going to take, excuse me, some fabric. I don't know why this, it makes me think nautical, this color. And not so much the crisscrossies, but just this color. But I am going to use the crisscrossies for this one. We're going to find a pair of scissors, because this stuff will fray enough on its own. We don't need to help it. So we're going to cut right here. And then we can cut it down from here. if we need to. There's a cutting system that I've been looking into, and it's only for paper though, so it's like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do here. So we're going to take this netting and cut a piece about where we want it. All right, this can go over in the scrap pile. I'm going to take that and put that over there. I need my scrap paper again because we're going to take coffee and black ink. That's green. Black, brown. And we're going to just kind of grunge this up a little bit. Let's take this off. Actually, you know, it'd be easier to do is just to go like this. There we go. So we darkened it up a little bit. Now we'll hit it with the black. And we're going to do the same thing. Just going to lay it down there. We're not going to hit this one as hard. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now, let's see where we want. So I think we're going to cut okay. And then we can come in with our finger. See, like I said, this stuff frays. Like, you know, you just look at it funny and it frays. There we go. Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take this. Hands are already obscenely brown. full of color. So we're gonna grunge this up. There we go. Oh, that's much better. So this is what it looks like now. This is what it looked like before. Let's find a piece of paper so you guys can see. So before and after. You can see it's scrunched up a lot. Looks like it's been down in the sea. So that's what we're going for. And when we're ready to assemble this, I'll move all this fabric out of the way. When we're ready to assemble, after we assemble, we'll come in with a little scissors, and we'll snip off the bits that we don't want. It's easier to do it that way. Make it too big than try and cut it now while it's all wrinkly. Because once it adheres down, we'll be able to tell where it wants to be. So far, that is about what it's. We're going to come back with the black paint. I'm waiting for that to cool. It's still relatively warm. So we're going to put it over here. We're going to sweep off the desk here and get our signatures ready. And by then, hopefully, Mr. Aqua Dragon will be a little bit more cool and more cooperative. So we might actually put some gold splatters on here before we put him down too. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how it comes together. If you have an idea, let me know in chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, let me know what you would have done. All right. I am going to hang up my hairdryer for first things so it doesn't fall on the floor, because it does that. I surely have nothing to do with it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, we're gonna do a desk reset here. We're gonna kind of tidy up real quick. I want to use this paper clip in there, so that's why I'm kind of keeping that one out. So we're gonna hang that guy there. Put those back where they belong. We might end up using the inks, so I'm gonna leave them. We're done with the embossing pens. Let's put those away. And they go in the tray behind me. I can't wait. I don't want to rush the fact that I, have this going on, the 30 journals in 30 days thing going on. I don't want to rush through it, but I'm kind of excited for it to be over, just because the next set of live streams are 90 minutes in the morning, and then there's a couple of evenings where we go 90 minutes at night. And that's going to allow me to do so much more, like in the studio. Because I don't normally work on a journal all the way through. I work on it like right now, I would let everything cool, let everything set, and start another project that is that had paint drying or something, or glue drying and curing, and I'd work on that for a little bit, and then I'd bounce back and forth. So this is challenging my ADHD brain to think differently and go, okay, what can I do next that while that thing is cooling off, and get it all taken care of in one fair swoop. All right, you like my broom? It's a 4-inch paintbrush that I got at the thrift store for $1, and I have it hanging on a carabiner on my little cart thing. And one of the things I want to do is I want to do like a walkthrough of my studio space. Okay, so let's do it this way. Okay, so this is, that's that. These are colors, that, colors, that, colors, that. Okay, so these ones, so we're gonna do 1, 2, three, right? Yeah. So, and then we do 1, 2, 3. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How many pages do we got so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we need, let's put the yellows together so I know. That one, that one, that one, this one. Bright, bright. Hey, yeah. There's 5. And 5. Okay. And we'll put these underneath here. That way we have an extra. All right. So we need like 7 more pages. That's not what I want. 2. So we'll have at least 1 more page with this. And we're going to cut these. But I want, that one can be decal, that one can be decal, that one can be full. Okay. So I'm gonna bring out, now I know why my shoulder hurts. Fanny gets heavy after a while. Okay, so we're gonna cut all of these. I'm gonna try and cut it as close as I can to the line. I think I need to get closer on this edge. Yeah. There we go. So that one's good. And then we round the corners on this guy. Where is Vicini? Where are you, Vicini? There you are. Yes, I've named my corner rounder Vicini. It seemed appropriate. Let's go with large. Perfect. Almost perfect. And I pulled the colors for this gradient from the actual digital, like the scan of it. So these are perfectly color coordinated if that's your thing. I think I went a little awry, and we can always ink these corners later. Yeah, see, I went a little awry right here. So let's get this guy fixed. There we go. Now we can round these corners. There we go. Oh, this one doesn't want to be. That one's still being obtuse, but that's okay. We'll let him be obtuse. And then we're going to take these two and our decal cutter. See, these two play well together. They're friends. So we're going to cut this edge off. Like this. Excuse me. And then this one, we're going to come back and cut him too, because he's really off. There we go. That makes me happy. That was easy. There we go. Okay, let me put him up there. Okay. There we go. All right. So one. This one needs to. There we go, and we'll fold this one in half. It's pretty close. We'll put him in there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. Do this again with all the other edges. Oh, and we need to pick out double-sided borderless. We're going to save him for later. We'll do that one. 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Oops. Corner, edge, corner. There we go. Those two can go in here. But the other misprinties, I'm gonna grab 1, 2, 3 of these. Okay, I'll put these with this guy. So we should have 10. Double check. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8. So I'm going to grab a piece of blue paper, a piece of yellow paper. I think I got blue, orange, yellow, and green. Let's go see what I got. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's move that guy up there for a moment. And I got this gray letterhead. So we cut the letterhead off and fold it in half. 1, 2. Oh geez, come on, work with me. There we go. And then I got this computer paper. Okay. It's gonna be obtuse. There we go. Got you. Put that there, and we'll leave this one here. You know, I have a big desk, but I tell you what, it gets full really fast. So, I'm going to take the orange, and we're going to cut it in half this way. So this is 8.5, so 4, let's just do 5. Why does that seem like it's so big? Oh, it's 11, so it's 5.5. That's why it looked weird. Let's do 6.25. That way I can make sure it's straight. So we'll have one of these go in 1. There we go. One of these go in 1. And then I put the extra sheet to be used with one of our flip-flop journals. And then we have this little piece to go in one of these, to go in this one. And then these two, we're going to cut in half as well. So we're going to cut them more directly in half. Like this. So 1, 2, 2, and then 3. Again, this will go to one of our flip-flop journals. And then the blue paper, we're going to just fold in half like this. And then that'll be a flip out section. Excuse me. And then we're going to fold this guy in half the long way. I think I have 3 pieces. Oh, I have 4. Let's take this guy off. I'll put it under here. And we're going to fold this the long way. And we're going to cut it off at 8.25. Actually, let's do it a smidge taller than 8.5. Whatever, like 1/16 over. That way we have a little bit bigger of a piece to put in our scrap bin to use for collage fodder or making mini notebooks. So 1. 2. 3. So let's gather all our papers here. Excuse me. I want this folded this way. So we got 1, 2, 3, like that. And then what do we want for the center? Let's put this in the center. So we can adjust this from here. But now we have a kind of a layout. We'll see if we really like it like that. For now, we'll just pin it and call it good. Because we've got other ones to stack up. So, got half of them done. To direct half. Hold this one in mostly half. Okay. These two. There we go. Now, I'm just wondering if the border prints differently on the edges. They look very similar to me. We're going to go ahead and see if they line up. Okay. This one is good. Excuse me. This one we need to round corners on, or deckle the edges, one of the two. We're going to deckle these and round those. So excuse me. So this can be folded like this. And then these two need to be folded in half. Sort of. All right, we're getting it there. Just round the corners on this guy because this needs to get shaved just a little bit. There, I think we got all the white off the edge. Now we should be able to round the corners. There we go. All right, let's organize these ones. And I think I want this little orange guy in front. Some of these just got to be a little bit more orange than the others. Yep. Use this one. There we go. Okay, so put that one in there like that. And what do I want this for this? No, this one. Yes, I want this one for the center. So let's build off of this. Okay. Let's do blue. No. need something on top. So we can fold this back. Yep. Okay. Actually, that looks kind of cool. Top, bottom. Let's cut this guy down just a smidge. There we go. And then the green. Oh, that's perfect because it kind of peeks through. And top. You know what? We're going to decal edge this guy a little bit further. And we restart. Let's do the gray one. That one. This one. Bottom, bottom. Top, bottom. You know what? I think if we flip this guy around, I'll like it better. Oh, he's both and top and bottom. Okay. Well, what if we flip this guy? So he's top. And that one's top and nope. So bottom, top. Let's flip this guy over. And this guy over. Top, bottom, top, bottom, but he's on the inside and this one's on the outside. Yep, I like that. I like that. Okay. Let's do this way. There we go. And then when we get to stacking, when we get to packing our stack, then then we'll make them a little more excuse me, a little more even. But for now, we're just gonna, I think we're gonna have this be our first signature, second signature, and then we'll see what that one is. All right, let's bring this stack over. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna fold this one in half. Like that. And we're gonna cut it at 4 3/4. There we go. So we have these two, maybe. This one. All right, where's my yellow one? Uh-oh. There he is. There we go. See? That's how we don't forget it. And no paper gets left behind. Okay. So I'm just going to start with this one, and we're going to cut this one trying to get it to fold right on the fold there, and then we're going to decal edge this guy. Like right 4.5-ish. Yeah, there we go. So we got a 4.5-ish one. And then decal the top of that guy. Actually, you know what? We're not going to decal the top of this guy. We're just going to make him shorter. I'm just going to make him a wee bit shorter. And we can do this with the other ones too. I'm just, as I'm seeing the papers come together, I'm like, maybe we need to change this up a little bit. Excuse me. All right, this guy, fold him in half. There we go. Okay, so bottom, that's bottom and top. Okay, these are all that direction. So we're going to fold this so we get on the fold for that. That's not very straight. There we go. Straighter. Okay, so bottom, top, bottom, that one's either or. Cut this one. There we go. Again, we're going to try and get it as close to that line as we can. So there's the top. I think when it automatically flips over, I think it like screws itself up. I don't know. I could be mistaken. It could just be operator error. There we go. And I forgot to switch my computer again. Golly jeepers. So both the screens go dark and it makes me jump because I can see it out of my peripheral vision. All right, so we can very easily switch these around. There's that. And then we're going to take this. We're going to fold it. All right, we're just going to cut these off. Like that. Thought I saw a paper clip in here. I did saw a paper clip. Almost said putty tat. Okay. See, and that guy didn't cut all the way on the edge. Like I said, I think it does something, it like misaligns or something when it does its auto flip. I think you're better off just printing on one side, flipping it over, or loading it in so it prints on the other side. And we're gonna put this guy. Let's leave that one for now. Because what do we want for the middle? I want this for the middle. So, because we're doing this in the middle, we gotta make it look good. That means cutting this end off. There we go. Yeah. And then I think we need the orange with this one. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's needed. So we got bottom, and then put this here, top, and then let's do the green, like that. Let's deckle this edge just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Excuse me. And then the yellow. No, we need something longer. We need something longer. How about the blue? Yep, and we're going to cut this blue. Just going to cut it down just like 1/4 of an inch. There we go. Blue. Yep, I like that. And then this one. This one. That. I wonder. Yeah, let's swap this one. That one. Yeah, I like that. That looks cool. And then we'll put this one. So we're going to cut that edge off. Hold on, because there is a little freckle right there. So we're going to cut that little freckle off. It's actually an ink blob that's not supposed to be there. All right, so, and then this guy. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now that we have our signatures, and I think we're going to put this one in the middle. So that's 1, 2. Yeah, we're going to put this one in the middle. Oh, excuse me. Oh, we forgot this guy. You know, I did this way is so we can have him go either way. So let's have him go either way. Okay. And this will fold in like that. There we go. Rescued. Now let's get our dragon done. And then we can move forward. I have another big clip somewhere. Here we go. One, two. Oh, was it supposed to go on this one? Crap. Oh yeah. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It was supposed to go on this one. That's okay. We got this. Thought it felt a little weird, but it's okay. It'll still fit. Look, look, see? It'll still work. Our idea will transfer. There are days. There are days. There are days. Today is apparently one of those days. See, I love that. I love that green. Some people will say, oh, you've got lines in your printing. I don't care. It's okay. Because I'm going to put stuff on top of it anyway. It's going to be a backdrop. So out, in, or in, out, out. So I lied. I'm going to put that on the front and on the back. There we go. Ha ha ha. So we remember, I take, when I have a, I'm having a brain fart kind of day, let's do 1, 2, 3. Really lightly with pencil. See, it's super, super tiny. Super tiny. And if it doesn't erase, then we can always put a stamp over it or a piece of ephemera over it or something. Junk journals are like the queen of MacGyvering. Ugh, there we go. That's why my shoulder hurts. All right, these, not those, just these, are all gonna go in our scrap bin for paper clay. And paper clay is gonna come probably end of October, beginning of November. Because hopefully, Texas weather will even out a little bit. So, there we go. Sweep all the extra pieces of paper off. And let's bring our dragon friend out. Just the dragon friend. We don't need all of his accoutrements. Yep, we're gonna hit this with the black again. So let's get the black tray. Look at the tray with black in it. See, now this just peels right off. I mean, I'm just using my finger now. This is alcohol ink, so it's a little different, but yep, that's alcohol ink too. Or mica's and alcohol ink. Okay. See? Now you can just spray it with some rubbing alcohol. Let it sit for a minute, and it's viola. It's clean. But for what we're going to be using it for, it's just fine. This is ivory black. Let's use ivory black. If you've never seen the difference between ivory black and like all the blacks, swatch them. Take all of them from the same color line, all the same brand of paint, and swatch them. And then you can tell me I'm crazy, because I'm not really crazy. And we're just gonna get our other black, our chip brush. This is what I use most of the time for this. And let's get out, where'd the other parchment go that was all painted on? There we go. So I use the same piece of parchment over and over and over and over and over again. Not because I'm cheap, but because I don't want to hurt the environment. I mean, this can't be made into paper clay or anything because it's parchment. So what I usually do is I'll use it for a fire. I'll shred it up and use it in fire starters because it will burn. Not very readily, but it does burn. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there. Put him right about there. Put this here. Get my spray bottle. I'm gonna put a little water on him. There we go. Take the brush. Make sure we got all the white water out of it. There we go. Spray the brush. Oh, for Pete's sake. There we go. And because I want it kind of loose, and then we're just going to dab it on there. And this will make it make sense. Make sure you get all the little spaces. Under his neck, in his mouth, in his eyeball, in his ear. Okay. Put that right there. I'm gonna get our towel again. Wait, that's not the towel I wanted. I have two towels going. I have one that's for like ink and oxides, and then one that's for like paint. Just because the inks and the oxides are water soluble, the paint, once it's dry, is not. So now we're gonna move him. Look at that cute little silhouette. So cute. I'm gonna move him so we can just kind of blot him off a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. I'll show you in a second. I'm just getting the extra little bits. And then I'm going to come in, oop, a little bit more black, this time not as much water. And I'm going to get like the underside right down here. Get the underside of him better. Same with under his chin. I'm just kind of going in with the brush, tapping it with my finger, kind of getting those spaces that get neglected sometimes. There we go. Like in between here. I'm gonna get him here, and here, and here, and then just wipe off the excess from the front. So he looks like it's an old sculpture, an old painting. This is this. There we go. I was leaving fingerprints behind. Okay, get him right there. Again, there we go. And if there's a big bubble or a big blotch of paint, just go in and gently just tap it. It'll flatten out. There we go. I want to get in here. And I want to come back and kind of cover right here. There. Because I did a boo-boo. I think I'm going to need a different brush to do the boo-boo. Because that brush is too big. Nope, I got it. There, now you can't really tell. Can't tell I did a boo-boo. Let's get this guy here too. It's funny because this brush smells like vinegar now because it's been sitting in there for a couple of days. Because he was full of paint and they didn't want to let go. But, you know, I just told them to let it go. Oh yeah, that's cool. Hang on, let me grab a piece of white paper here so you can see. So you can see it needs to dry, but it turned out really cool. I'm really happy with him. I feel like I need to paint his eyeball, but I think I'm just gonna leave it for now. Okay, we're gonna hit him with the hairdryer. We're gonna put this back in the paint. We're gonna put this back over here so it can dry. Hang up my towel. Put that over there with it so it can dry. And we're gonna hit this with the hairdryer so we can assemble our front. We can put everything together and be done. Sort of. I might add more to the freebie. We'll see what happens because there's some ephemera that I saw, but I was running out of time and I just wanted to get the pages done. We're gonna need these, so I'm gonna put them right here. Okay, let me get a hairdryer. And not a hairdryer, a hairdryer. Well, I do have several. I have this one that I use the most, and then I have another one that I use for acrylic pouring. So actually I have two for acrylic pouring. One's really small and one's really big. All right, I'm gonna dry this and then we're gonna move forward. Okay, so let's assemble this guy. From the dragon scales and back, that's going to be the top. Let's get our glue mat out. There we go. And we're going to use Fabri-Tac. Out of the big bottle, maybe. Just for tacking down purposes, we can use a little bottle. We'll wait a moment for it to kind of come to the side. That way we have the air pushing it through. Okay, make sure we have that up the way we want. There we go. We're gonna get our spatula. Okay. And I don't care that the glue soaked through because the dragon's gonna cover up most of that. And then we're going to put down a little drop right here and bring it up, bring it down. There we go. And we'll lay this down. And then we're going to put glue on the back side of this guy. And Fabri-Tac is going to hold it for now. And then we're going to do, where'd he go? There he is. We're going to do collage medium around the edge. Because not only is this self-leveling, but it dries clear and matte. There we go. Okay, top of our circle is there. Okay, we're gonna set him down right there. Lift this up. There we go. Now, kind of bring this out. Even though it's self-leveling, there's a little bit of what's it called? Fiber tack in there too. So we want to make sure that that will dry level. So I'm bringing it out from the corner. So it has an opportunity to dry level. There we go. Now, let's put the lid on that guy. Let's use this paper. And a piece of parchment. And then we're going to take this, put it on that, fold this over, and grab our clamp. I'm going to gently clamp it together, just one click, just so it'll hold it in place. And then we're going to put this guy over here so he's kind of level. And our next step now will be to sew in the signatures. And then once we have the signatures in, we'll put the cover on and go from there. Now I need to find my there's that guy and this guy. So we're gonna grunge him up a little bit. Grab my brayer. I will grab my brayer to help me fold this because there we go. Because my shoulder's tweaking out. It's not liking me very much today. It's okay. No pain, no gain. There we go. Let's take some black. You know what? I'm going to change this dauber just because he's getting kind of grody. This way. There we go. I used to get the ones on Amazon, these little foamy pads, but they deteriorate so fast that it's really not worth it. I suggest going to the Painted Raven and ordering them from there. And you get a discount. I'll load this guy up. There we go, nice and black. We're just gonna hit the edge here and here. And I like to do this just to give it a variation in color. And I do it before I sew the signature in. Go. And I only do the black on the outside, but the brown I will do on the inside as well. And he's still okay. Load him up real good, and then we'll go back to where we hit it in black and just smudge it out. And while I'm doing this, I'm rolling the dauber in my hand. So you'll see the brown, the brown roll around. And just hit this with brown. And then this one too. But this is kind of a curved one. So I only do a brown on that edge. There we go. Excuse me, and then I'll just take a little bit of brown and do the top and the bottom of the spine. Make sure we get there and there and there. And then I'm going to cover this and I'm going to mist it with alcohol. So all the colors kind of blend together. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. There we go. We'll let that dry, and while that's drying, I'm going to grab the stuff that I need to do the signatures. Okay, now I think this one's too bright, so we're gonna put that one off to the side. Now we gotta figure out which one we like better. This is where I this is where I have the problem. It's like, okay, I like this better, but what is other people gonna like? And then I remember, oh yeah, we gotta create for ourselves first, because can't make everybody happy. There we go. So I think we're gonna go with this one just because we have the teal thread here and it'll make it more harmonious on the outside. I am liking the blue though. I don't know what to do. Sometimes it's like, sometimes I feel like I should just do both colors, just like one of each color, but then that's overkill. And that's really kind of hard to do because this goes with this blue here really nicely. But this picks up all the teals and the green. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. That was my first gut instinct, but that was before I found the blue bag in my sewing bucket, in my sewing toolbox. So let's grab 3. There we go. And I just wind them in my hand. These are already pre-cut to what I need. Something that I did when I was having, I wouldn't even say art block because it wasn't art specifically, it was just a block. I just was having a hard time. So I did a bunch of things that didn't require a lot of thinking, just busy hands. All right, I need, oops, boobs. Boobs always get in the way. Where is my thread puller? I know where he is. Hang on. He's over by my sewing machine because I was having a hard time threading something, but now he's not here either. Well, son of a biscuit. Okay. Well, did he fall behind? Yep, he fell behind. Poor guy. He's all by his lonesome back there. There we go. I don't usually need it, but when I when I need it, I need it. All right. So take this and run it through the wax. Okay, and then run it through the fingers just to get the extra off. Okay, like I said, I usually don't need it because the wax helps keep the threads together, the strands of the embroidery floss together. Okay, there's one. And it darkened up even more when we put the wax on there, so that's kind of cool. Sometimes it does that. Sometimes it brightens it up. Sometimes it darkens it up. Come on, work with me. There we go. Right, that is a really big needle. Let's try this one. There we go. Here's two. So I don't know if you're going to be able to tell the difference. There, it's just a half a shade darker. So I don't think it's going to show up on camera if I tried to show it, because it's like literally half a shade. But it, I don't know, it deepened it. And this is just a block of paraffin canning wax. You can do the same thing with an old paraffin candle or an old beeswax candle if you're a beeswax person. I am not partial to either. I like the smell of beeswax better, especially when it's burning. But we're not going for burning here. We're going for sewing. So. Now this one's going to give me a problem. There we go. No problem at all. All right, got those threaded. I'm going to put him back where he belongs in the pincushion with his friends. And put the wax away. And then I'm going to grab our teeny tiny binder clips because we need those. And everything falls. That's my pile of fabric that I need to put away. Okay. And then we need, so let's grab a paper clip, put it at the top so we know which edges are top. And our top is here. So we line this up. go. And we got our binder clips. And the reason why I try to use the teeny tiny ones is that way when we go to punch it, they don't get in the way as bad. Okay, so this is a 1/8 hole punch in the Crocodile Big Bite. And line it up. And I have to get down and be one with it, because no matter how I light things, it's still in shadow. So here we go. Maybe that's what I need to invent. A Crocodile Big Bite light. Probably wouldn't be that hard. Okay, that one goes to the back. So bring it down, line it up, push it back. There we go. Bring this forward. There we go. One more. Okay, that's all we need the crocodile for. And put him back in his garage. And then keep the clips out, but we'll put the template away. And not too shabby. And put these in our bin. And we're going to check which, take our little scissors here and just cut the little extra threads of fabric so they're even, because they will get in the way. And it's more aesthetically pleasing. Or so I'm told. I kind of like the whole ripped jean effect. Okay. Brush all that off. Now, we'll grab our signatures. And we'll punch our holes. So I need my bead reamer and my template, and I have a T for top. And whenever I bind things, I put the big paper clip on top towards the top and the little paper clip towards the bottom. So that way I know. Oh, that's right. We're going to flip through these really quick to make sure that they are where we want them. So the green is exactly where we want everything to line up. So I kind of want this to come down a little bit. There we go. So the green is how tall everything, like how tall, the tallest part of our journal. And I'm going to kind of spread our pages out a little bit. Come on, there we go. There we go. Okay, let's take our brayer and make sure we have a nice crisp fold. Find our middle page again. Excuse me. And then we're going to line up the bottom. Put our clips on. To hold it in place, make sure that it folds nicely, and then punch our holes. So one is done. But we do one last. So we'll put it up here. And then we're going to do the same thing with number 2. We're going to make sure we have all our pages lined where we want them to be. Green again is our tallest paper. So it's usually easiest to align to the green. Okay, and now we know to go back to green. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. There we go. Now put our clip in here, our clip down here, and our clip in the back. So we're gonna make sure that all of our stuff is lined up. because I feel a little bubble in there. There we go, now we got it. I'd like to put one in back too. There we go. So here is signature number 2. Clip them in place. And then make sure it folds nicely. So make sure the template is laying nice and flat. And then we'll go in with our bead reamer. You can use an awl, you can use an ice pick. You can use whatever pokey tool you choose. Just remember you cannot poke them when they're flat, because then the holes will not align, and that's bad juju. You have to do it at least at, I want to say it's a 45-degree angle, but it might be give or take. I have to do it when it's almost virtually flat because I hang onto the spine and I push my hands together. That's how I get my hand strength to do that. I use arm strength, not hand strength. All right, so there's 2. And let's get number 3 laying nice and pretty. I'm gonna need one more paper clip. Okay, we got green here. So lay those flat. And I like the idea of him letting that peek through. So there we go, and then this comes down. And this goes all the way up. There we go. We can pull that up just a hair. There we go. And then that goes there. This goes here. That. Blue. Well, it's not going to matter. That's right. It's okay. We're going to put that down at the bottom.
Time to start supper. It's 4:45 p.m.
Not yet. I'm busy. My alarm gets pushy. Okay, so I don't like this here. I think I'm going to put it here. that's like a shadow then. And I think we're gonna, excuse me, I think we're gonna take the stickle edge and make it a little shorter. Shorter this way. There we go. So that way we can line it up here. There, I like that better. And I think we're gonna so what's that? About an inch? Yeah. So this is 5 1/4, so we're gonna do 4 1/4. It's a little crooked, and that's okay. There we go. Okay. That. There we go. Now I like it because we can fold edges and stuff. We've got some varying heights again in there. Okay, so that's our center. That up there. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna do 3. Oops, top. Almost put the thing away, and I'm like, no, I still need it. Having an argument with myself. All right. All right, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, before we get to this part, I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. Hold on. Okay. Grab our string, stitch it up. Well, this is going to poke out the edges. That's going to be fun. I like that when it does that. Okay. I'm going to take the string, clamp it down to the bottom. Alright, signature 1 is in place. Now we pull on this string to make it tight. Hold it here. Pull this tight. Hold it here. There we go. Tug that tight. Make sure we're tight. Tight. Over. Under. Scissors. There we go. Strings. Paper clips. Hopefully this erases nicely. There we go. Okay, now it's time for signature number 2. Oops. I said 2, not both of you. And let's see where this is at. 1, 2. There we go. That way it's not in our way. You know, knock on wood, I'm surprised I haven't gotten more paper clips, or paper cuts, paper clips. I'm surprised I haven't gotten more paper cuts, being a junk journaler, mixed media artist. I poke myself with the needle all the time, like I just did, but I very rarely get a paper cut, which is kind of cool because strawberry jam is not good. Well, strawberry jam is good, but our strawberry jam is our slang term for what comes out of us when we cut ourselves, because even the word alone is grosses me out. So, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Why is that so off? Hold on. We need to fix that because that didn't go through the hole like it was supposed to. So Let's rethread this needle. Let's snip off the edge because there's a little bit of fur going on. There we go. That's interesting. I've never had that happen before. Well, we'll go in and I'll fix that. It's all good. The fabric pulled. I've never had the fabric pulled before. Like, I've made probably 50 or 60 fabric covered journals, and I've never had the fabric pull like that. Oh, you know what? Are we up? Yeah, we're up. Okay. That's interesting. Well, one more thing we gotta look out for. I wonder if that's because... Yeah, it's because we hooked it when we were going through. It's okay. We'll go in with a... we'll go in with a marker or something. There we go. Once we get all the other stuff done, we'll know what color will coordinate best. Maybe we'll just go in with some black or some brown ink. There we go. Move that over there. Again, wrap it around our pinky. Oop. 1 and 2. That way we can keep it nice and tight. And then pull on the pinky, hold it there. Pull here, hold it down here, pull on the pinky as well. Okay, and then we pull to get the center string nice and tight again. And then pull on that. Let go of the pinky. Come on, there you go. Oh, please just be right. I hope this one works. Yep, it worked. I hope the string is long enough. Probably not, but we'll see. So one, you know what, we're going to leave these strings long because I'm probably going to put a gem in here. And we're going to do this one here. There we go. Okay. Number 3. First signature. Excuse me. We did it again. Interesting. Okay, pulling it through. You know, we could probably make this one longer. I usually like to make the middle signature the one that has the longer string for the bookmark. But we could do it on the first signature. There's nothing saying that we can't. I mean, it's a junk journal. There are no rules except for to have fun and to make sure your signatures are tight. That's pretty much it. Pull that tight. Yeah, that's interesting. All right. It's perplexing me. I'm like, how did that happen? So I don't do it again. But I think what happened is on the first signature, when I sewed through, I wasn't paying attention as I should. Oops, that's a little tight there, yo. There we go. So, all right, yo. So when I came back through, I think I might have hit the edge of it. Okay, so pull this tight, put it there, pull this tight, there. Testing the signature. Nice and tight. This away. There we go. I think this one will work better. Yep. You know what we're gonna do? I'll cut this string off. That. I'm gonna cut these strings off. There we go. We cut these ones off already? Yes, we did. I'm gonna leave this one long here. And then I'm going to add something to it to make it a bookmark, probably. If I don't, then I don't. Okay, and I'm going to wrap that right there. There we go. All right, time for the cover. So, what I like to do is line up the cover with the first fold and then clip it here and, excuse me, my nose itches. What is it they say? If your ears are ringing, someone's talking about you, and if your nose itches, you're gonna kiss a fool. I don't know how that translates. I would think if your lips itch, but how often do your lips itch? Unless you're eating spicy food. I don't know. I don't eat spicy food, so I don't know how that works. Okay, so hold on. This is gonna drive me bananas. So we take this. Paper clip it to the top, just like that. There we go. Now they'll stay out of our way. So there we go. So we design it when it's fully closed, and then we adapt it to be a chunky monkey. There we go. Excuse me. I'm gonna get a drink of water. Okay. So the reason why I mute my microphone when I'm getting a drink of water is because I have a metal water thing, whatever they're called, cup. So if we put that there, yep. Okay, now trick is looking at a visual on that. Pull it out just a little. There we go. And we're going to draw a line. You can barely see. Got it at the top and the bottom. That's close enough. Now we'll take Fabri-Tac because we're gluing fabric, paper to fabric. And we're going to make sure that we have it where we want it. Like that, like that. Okay. Now we're going to put Fabri-Tac on the paper. There, now I got it going. And because we're gluing paper to fabric, this is going to absorb into the paper and the fabric, so we want to put just that little bit extra. And I am staying away from the edge, probably like a 1/16 of an inch, because if it does overlap, it'll just hit that fabric that's on the edge there. There we go. And now, I need a piece of parchment. This will work. Flip it over. Lay it down. And go till we see the line. There we go. And there's a little bit going through the glue, which is fine. Excuse me. And I'm just gonna clamp it so we can make sure that we're getting that glue off. But that's okay if it didn't. And actually, let's do one right here. Oop, he's getting crooked. Let's lay him down. I'm gonna put this right here. There we go. take this clamp, put them right there, and then I'm going to take this clamp and put them right there. And this clamp right here. There we go. Now, let's get our magnets, which are, what did we do with them? Here they are. Okay, I got 3 because I got 3. And the thing with dealing with magnets, they like to stick to each other, but we want them to stick to each other in a harmonious way. There we go. So I have the 3 of them lined up like this. And what do we do with the black disc? Here he is. So that black disc is going to go down, but we're going to have it kind of not in the center, because as he gets chunky, it's going to want to pull up. So as soon as this set has set up for a few minutes, we can go in and glue the magnets down and then line this up so the magnets, like, actually we'll put this down first and then the magnets, because we'll put a piece of paper between this and the magnets, piece of parchment. So let's give this a couple of minutes to just kind of set up a little bit. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do while I'm waiting. Not on this project that I can think of. I suppose we could see, because they should still stick. Yeah, they still stick really well. Okay, let's put that to the side. We got all our pages. I suppose we can just flatten them out. And that's where our topper thingy is going to go. And I haven't decided how I want to do that yet. That's part of the decoration part. And I'll know more once I do more, because I want to see what it looks like finished before I, say, oh, I want to do this with that. Like, do I end up going in with some rub and buff and put it on the dragon? I don't know yet. I'm wondering. Next time I print this out, I'm going to do it on 32-pound paper. And see if it bleeds through as bad. Because it's not bleeding through bad. It's just, it's not my design choice. I might actually round the corners on that one. I don't know. I'll flip through it again when I'm decorating, and if it still seems cumbersome, See, I like how those flow together. I love that contrast. Oh, that guy wants to flip over, so I'm wondering. If I should cut him down a little bit. No, not right now, obviously, because I got glue. I got glue going. I love the 91. That's why I didn't want to cut him off. So we only need a couple of pieces of ephemera in here. Maybe a pocket. I don't know. I think we're good. I am gonna cut this string off though. Why are you being like that? There we go. Okay. There we go. I like them when they're longer, but not too long that they get in the way. All right, let's see where we're at with this. Open sesame. There we go. There we go. Let's get our excuse me. Get our towel out here. Come on. There we go. I'm just gonna wipe this down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take our dowel and mark the edge. Actually, let's do it this way. You can, this is not an actual dowel, this is a chopstick. Just so you know. Okay, now let's take our pencil. I need another set of hands, but that's not going to happen. That would be weird. Okay. So we're going to get this lined up so we can put our magnets on. And I'm going to use the chopstick to make my mark, because even if I make a mark in this fabric, I'm probably not going to be able to see it. So we're going to use the chopstick to mark where the circle's at. So we're going to lift up the fabric, lift up this a little bit. And this. And then use our so we're about 1 3/4 inches from the edge. Now move that to there. that to there. Flip him open. Take the magnets off. Get them lined up in harmony again, or harmony. Jeez, oh Pete. Oh, no. You're not in harmony. Stop doing that. There we go. There we go. Always make sure your magnets are friends. Always, always. So this is, because this is smaller, and we want it in a little bit further, we're going to add about 1/2 inch. So I said 1 3/4 inches, right? Oh crap. I didn't remember. Yeah, 1 3/4 inches. Wait, no. Hang on. Let's put this back kind of where it was. So that's 1.5 inches. See, good thing I didn't go off my memory. We've been way off base. So we go 2 inches in. And centered. Ish. Okay. Now I think I can put just a little mark here. Actually, let's pull it back a little bit. Yeah, I can kind of see that. So if I do it a little darker. Now we're going to take our Fabri-Tac here. Let me get the goop off the end. Yep. And do Fabri-Tac in the middle. There we go. Now we're starting to get rid of the string. There we go. And then I'm going to take this and go around the edge like that. And then my little mark is right there. Unbolt that one, turn that up, and then we just hold that in place for a moment. There. Now we gotta let this dry. I'm gonna use our chopsticks again. Actually, you know what would be better is the ruler. Because we can clamp here. Let's make sure that we didn't move it. I don't think we did. And looking at it, it looks like it's going to work for quite some time. We can actually move it down just a hair. There we go. I'm just gonna let that sit there. I'm gonna put something to keep it kind of level. And I'm just gonna let it sit there overnight. We're gonna do this overnight. I'm not gonna even try to move it. We're not gonna do a final flip through. I'm not gonna do any ephemera, but this is gonna show you how we can use magnets and make cool things. So I'm gonna put this down so our dragon doesn't rub against the table and he's laying somewhat level. Excuse me. And then we're gonna take our collage medium and we're gonna draw a line right here with collage medium. And then we're gonna take our magnets and set them down. Just like that. That's why you want to make sure your magnets are in harmony. And that, if we take our ruler, line it up at the bottom, that should, oops. Line it up at the bottom. Yep, we should be good. So, use my boop it. There we go. And we're gonna put the brayer right there so it holds it level. I am not touching anything more. I don't want to screw it up because it looks really cool. So I'm gonna let this sit here. I'm gonna go make some food and relax a little bit because this is a little stressful. But you know what? It's always worth it. I stress out because I'm always afraid, oh, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. And then I tell myself, just do it and it'll be fine. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, it's fine. Actually, 99.9% of the time, it's fine. So go out there, create something awesome, have fun doing it, and remember, be kind to one another. Peace, love, and happiness.